grab your tea or coffee, sit back and relax because we are talking about self-dialogue. Self-dialogue or how to think. Now, basically, if you think in this direction, self-dialogue makes our personality. It makes us who we are, isn't it? And it is often observed that we are very, very critical of ourselves. Like, we are constantly talking to ourselves, but it happens in a very unknowing manner. Like, I may be calling myself so many names. I may be saying that, maybe I am bad at this thing. Why is my YouTube not growing? Why am I not as successful as other people on Instagram? Why do I not have a verified check? You are bad. Maybe you lack in these qualities. Maybe your fitness track is not on regime, isn't it? I may be calling myself so many names and always I may be pressurizing myself, and I may also be talking to myself in a very, very, very negative manner. So, the first thing that we need to start thinking or we need to start doing is being nice to ourselves. Because remember one thing, thoughts produce feelings and feelings produce emotions. Emotions rule our day, and a day becomes weeks and months and years, and this is basically our life. So our thoughts make our life. How to think? That's a very, very, very important question, and I think as a mother, it is my responsibility to help my daughters think in a certain direction. We are taught so many things in schools, in colleges, but are we taught how to think? No, right? So, where do we learn how to think from? We learn how to think from observing our parents, from observing our peers, from observing our relatives, from observing something who has a very big impact on us. For example, if you ask me, I learned how to think from Bollywood movies. I learned that you always have to be a good person with a good heart to be successful, to get the right man of your dreams to become successful. And was it helpful? Initially, when I started working, that was really, really detrimental because I had these huge dreams of becoming an overnight success. But later, when I realized that I am just a normal person, my thoughts really messed up with me. So, what did I do? Generally, when you're feeling sad or when your thoughts are really, really disturbing you, you can rely on 3 or 4 things, right? So, what I rely on and what is my process of a self detox, a detox from my negative thoughts, is to first talk to myself, right? So, I talk to myself, and there are 2 coins of everybody's personality. So my good self will tell me that, why Mitali, why are you being so critical on yourself? Stop doing that. So I take a break, and if somebody is not able to really differentiate between the good voice and the bad voice, what that person can do is just take time, please, just take a pause and write down what are the negative thoughts that are constantly bogging you down. The next thing I do is that there is a very, very nice YouTube channel from BK Shivani, which is the Brahma Kumaris. And whenever I am in trouble or whenever something is really, really bothering me, I just switch on that channel and I listen to Brahma Kumari Shivani. And Shivani ma'am really talks about life being so simple. In fact, this is where I learned the analogy of thoughts produce feelings, produce emotions, and that made me completely different and a completely better and a completely positive person. When we face so many difficulties, it's basically our thoughts playing with us. And if somebody is really going through some financial drain or health problems, also thoughts play a very, very important part. So, changing your thoughts may change your life. So this is the first thing that I do. The second thing that I do is I read books. I read self-help books, and self-help books have also taught me a lot. And there are so many books that I keep on referring to again and again. How to Make Friends and Influence People, The Secret, all the books by Dale Carnegie. And there are some recent books that I have read, like the Ikigai, and there are more books like that which have really changed my perspective towards life. Because what Ikigai taught me is the Japanese way of life, and we are here in India, but how do Japanese people think about life? Have you ever wondered? People in different countries might have a different outlook or a different way of thinking. That also separates us from this great superiority complex that we have towards ourselves, that you were meant to achieve great things. It is also important to sometimes sit back and relax and get off the treadmill of a daily routine that you have established for so many years. It's also very important to sit back and reflect on how much you have attained through all these years. Maybe it may be possible that some mother must have taken a maternity break and that stretched for too long, but that's okay. It's very important to enjoy that maternity break. And is it so that your family's livelihood depends on you? If that is the case, then of course you have to get back to work. But if you have enough to survive, if you have enough to enjoy, why not sit back and enjoy those golden years of your life with the kid? And it's also, there are so many videos that I have made where I've also spoken about the quality time compared to the quantity time. So go and visit all those videos. Think, sit back and relax and take a break, enjoy your coffee and enjoy the little moments in your life. Now, how I trained myself to think. I was also a very negative person. I was also accusing myself of so many things, and as a result, I was really unhappy. So the first thing was to understand myself. What makes me happy? So I made a list of the things that made me happy. Okay, so I woke up one fine day and I decided to write this list of what makes me happy. And I found out that reading and writing makes me happy. Traveling, of course, makes me happy. But going to the gym and lifting those 100 kg dumbbells and weights and barbells makes me happy. What I secretly wanted to do is have a lifestyle where I do not have to do a 24 or a 12-hour job or be employed under someone, rather have something of my own. Yeah, this is what I wrote almost 10 to 15 years back. I wanted a personal trainer to train me in the gym where I lift a lot of weights. I wanted to look young and beautiful. I wanted to have a good family and wanted to have dogs. I wanted to have a loving husband. I wanted to have 200 plus plants, and I wanted to have a platform where I talk and empower a lot of people. Now, how many of these things in my wish list are true today? All of them are true, and I'm really happy in my life because I taught myself to think in this direction, right? So I wrote down all these things which make me happy, and I kept a goal and I kept on chasing it, and I said to myself that one day all this will be possible. And because I thought in this direction, one day each and everything on my bucket list, not the final bucket list where I almost finished, my life is possible today. And that is what you can also do, and that is actually a very simple way to be happy, is to find out who am I, who is Mithali internally. Mithali may be a body, but what does Mithali's soul want? What does she crave for? Is she behind fame or behind amassing wealth, or she wants to have meaningful relationships with people? The latter was true, and I chose that. And so can you. If you are someone who wants to be really famous, just go for it. if you are someone who really likes to be busy all the time, and you have a profession like a CEO or a doctor, you've chosen to take a break, you may not be very happy in that break. Go back to your life. If you are someone who loves being a housewife, just enjoy that. Forget about others, because if you are happy in your life, everything will fall into place, and it does not, the same rules do not apply to everyone. I cannot be a CEO, I cannot be someone who just sits at home, but I'm a mixture of both, because that is a life that I have chosen. Last but not the least, take time out for yourself and start speaking to yourself in a positive way. Like, I ask myself, Mitari, what do you feel like doing today? If my inner self tells me, let's not do anything today, I don't do anything. If my inner self tells me, oh my god, so many of your plants are dying, what are you doing? I get into gardening. If my inner self tells me, just laze around and watch Netflix, I do that. If my inner self tells me, go and write something, what are you doing? I write it. If my inner self tells me that your Instagram is lagging behind, you need to shoot, I shoot, just like I'm doing today. And while doing each of the things, I am not cursing myself. I just tell myself that this is a task of the day. I write it down, I tick it off, and that's it. Then I just sit and watch mindless TV, and I'm happy. So, like one of my friends was just narrating an incident that she went to a Vipassana workshop and started crying, and was constantly crying for 7 days because she did not know herself. Let this situation not dawn upon you. Know yourself, be one with yourself, because I think this is what we were sent on this earth to do, right? To be happy. And why have we complicated our life so much? Uncomplicate yourself, talk to yourself, know yourself, and be happy. How much of coffee did you sip while really watching this video, and have you watched the entire video? If you have and you really liked it, do share this channel with others, and do subscribe, and do comment, and do let me know how you like this really chatty candid conversation with me, which was a different kind of a video than all our other videos, but I love having these kind of philosophical conversations where I keep on talking about my own self, my inner self, my soul, because this has really helped me. And so many people tell me that I am a positive person because this is actually what I have done. This is not made up bullshit, this is not gyan, or this is not something which I am selling while I do something else, but this is what I actually follow. I am a very simple person, and I think everybody should be simple and uncomplicated as it is. So I'll see you next week in next video, where I talk about something related to parenting and love and life, and my most favorite cherished thing in this world, my dogs. So stay tuned. Bye.